Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel where it has been a great Christmas weekend for the Green Bay Packers. Not only did the Lions, Seahawks, Commanders, and Giants all lose, the Packers were able to get a 26-20 victory over the Dolphins in Miami. And it didn't look good in the first half, not gonna lie. Our defense was getting shredded, but credit to them, they held the Dolphins to 0 points in the second half, and the Packers offense did just enough to get away with the victory. Let's start off with our scoring. Dolphins were able to get a field goal by Jason Sanders to make it a 3-0 game. Then Mason Crosby answered his own on a 36-yard field goal to make it a 3-3 game. Next play, Jalen Waddle had an 84-yard touchdown pass where he absolutely smoked the Packers defense for 84 yards to get a 10-3 lead for Dolphins. And then the Packers answered right back with a 1-yard touchdown grab by Marcedes Lewis on 4th and goal. Second quarter, Jeff Wilson Jr. had a 1-yard touchdown run, making it a 17-10 game. Jason Sanders had a 34-yard field goal to make it a 20-10. After the Packers made a very dumb decision to fake a punt on their own 22, but the defense held it, only let a field goal. And then at the end of the first half, the Packers were able to score a 46-yard field goal by Mason Crosby after the Dolphins fumbled with the ball, and the Packers were able to recover to make it a 20-13 game. Third quarter and fourth quarter, all Packers. A.J. Dillon had a 1-yard touchdown run to make it a tie game at 20-20, and a pair of Mason Crosby field goals put the Packers up 26-20 in the fourth quarter. Let's go over some stats. Aaron Rodgers, 24 for 38 for 238 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, was sacked twice. Not the greatest day in the office for Rodgers. Running the ball, A.J. Dillon was 11 for 36 for 1 touchdown. Aaron Jones, 6 for 25. Wasn't really used too much in this game due to him suffering an ankle injury, not really wanting to risk a big one for him. So the ground game wasn't really that good. Allen Lazard led the Packers in receiving with 5 for 61. Christian Watson had 6 receptions for 49 yards. Left the game in the second half due to a hip injury. Romeo Doubs had 3 receptions for 36 yards. Marcedes Lewis had 2 for 32 and the 1 touchdown. But the defense, I'm really proud of the way they were able to adjust in that second half, being able to basically shut down the Dolphins defense by turning the ball over. Adrian Amos had 11 total tackles. He got beat on quite a few plays in that first half, but made some good plays in the second. Jerron Reed has 6 total tackles, including a sack and a TFL. Preston Smith had 5 tackles, including a sack as well. And then a couple other guys I want to shout out on the defensive line were T.J. Slayton, Kenny Clark, and the rookie Devontae Wyatt. They were able to get some good penetration on some of those pass plays. Really put a lot of pressure on Tua and forced him to make a lot of errors. And those errors were the reason why the Packers were able to win the game. 3 straight drives in the fourth quarter ended with an interception by Tua. Jair Alexander had an interception, started it off, and Devondre Campbell had one that when the Dolphins were driving, trying to get a touchdown and then Rasul Douglas was able to seal the game with his own interception after the 2-minute warning. So really good on the Packers to force those turnovers and make Tua's day awful. Kick returns, well, Keyshawn Nixon had a massive 93 1-yard one to start the game, but he had to leave the game due to a groin injury, and a Romeo Doubs took over. Not really the same. And that's about it for stats for the Packers. Mason Crosby was perfect, 4 for 4 on field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points. Great job, Mason. Love you. And then the Miami Dolphins. Tua was 16 25 for 310 yards. Most of those coming in that first half when he was absolutely on fire. 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, was sacked twice. Running game was actually going pretty good for the Dolphins in the first half, but then they got away from it. Mostert, 8 for 45, a fumble. Jeff Wilson Jr., 9 for 37, and a touchdown. Receiving, Waddle and Hill were the main 2. 5 for 143 and 1 touchdown for Waddle. 4 for 103, no touchdowns for Tyreek Hill. And that's pretty much it I wanted to describe on the Dolphins. The Packers, this was a must-win, and I think the toughest game for us going forward, and we were able to win. Our path to the playoffs are clear. Win the next 2 at home against the Vikings and Lions, and hope that the Commanders lose either against the Browns or the Cowboys. And that is all we need. But we were able to get our first step done. A great Christmas Day victory for us. And I hope we continue this momentum going forward. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about how the Packers have been doing. And I'll see you all again on Wednesday for my NFL predictions video. See you guys again very soon.